You are now listening to the sounds of Dr. B's Spot, a production of Bowden Enterprise Services, LLC. Join the podcast where love and life topics are discussed surrounding spiritual connection, relationships, finance, and becoming a better you through elevation. And now, here's your host, spiritual advisor and behavioral health clinician, Dr. B.
Welcome back to another session of Dr. B's Spot, Love and Life. I am your host, your spiritualist, your therapist, Dr. B. We are back in business and back in action. I'm happy for you to join me on today. Once again, thank you for your support by tuning in and listening to my content. This week's topic is Dr. B's top 10 things for success. I just want to add some encouragement and motivation to stay focused while you climb the higher highs in your life. So let's get to it. Number 1, don't allow negative thoughts from yourself or anyone else to hinder your vision. When you have a vision and you allow negativity to enter, those are hindrances that will stop you from moving forward. And that could be something within yourself because of fright and fear. Or sometimes it happens where outsiders who knows information about you and know what you're trying to achieve bring their negativity to stop the flow of where you're trying to go. So you must be very careful on how you accept negativity in your placements. So you should always try to block it at any point. And that's with self and that's with others as well. When you have moments and you want to go further in life, you have to block negativity. Negativity seeps in all types of ways. It could be direct or it could be indirect. So you have to be very clear on what you allow in so that you can get to the better you of who you really trying to be. Number 2, plan to win and dodge stumbling blocks because those things were put there for a reason. So always plan to win. Anything that you put your mind to, stay positive on the goal. Now, your stumbling block is put there because how can you maneuver around the obstacles that are put there? Those are put there because they're learning lessons. Sometimes you got to step up higher. Sometimes you have to step down lower. You have to maneuver. Sometimes you may even fall over the stumbling blocks. You may be hurt at times, but you got to keep moving and you got to keep pushing because those are put there just for your learning capacity on how to get around them. So remember, the end goal, of course, is the success and the things that you're trying to win at. So you keep the winning streak in your brain, even when those seem to be failures. They're not always failures. Sometimes you have to restructure those things and make them successful and make them wins. But those stumbling blocks, you have to go around them, figure out how, even when it's hard, even when it seems that you cannot surpass them, you got to figure a way out. So that in the end, you can win. Number 3, stay quiet and execute your manifestation. Quietness and quiet time is when Spirit speaks, God speaks, however you want to call it, whoever you want to call it. Staying connected spiritually allows you to have an inner opening to the worlds above and below and allows you to tap into spiritual ideals that you didn't have before because you wouldn't be able to see them if you didn't meditate. You wouldn't be able to feel them if you didn't meditate. You wouldn't be able to have the hearing if you didn't meditate. And if you didn't keep the spirituality, whatever it is, I don't care, if you're a Christian, if you're a Buddhist, any type of religion, anything that you choose, that you say, this is my spirituality, it's fine. Long as you keep that opening, because that's something that you will lean on to lead you to greater paths, greater highs. And without that, I don't think that people have that innate ability to move in a direction they would like to if they don't have that within themselves and keep the spirituality leading them in higher realms. Higher realms allows you to overlook and oversee things that are not there. But spiritually, internally, and you can see and you can hear, you can feel where you're going through being led through higher powers. Now, let's get to our next one. Number 4. Was it number 5? Mindset to accept change and growth. So, change happens over the course of time. Growth happens over the course of time. You should be ready for that at all times. As you change and grow, you can't stay the same. Many people will tell you, "Oh, you changed. Seems like something's different about you. You're not the same person I knew." Well, that's true, because how can you remain the same when things around you were changing? Blessings are happening around you. Good things and even bad. Some bad things allows change to come in so that you can make changes within your life so that you won't be on the same path, going in the same circle on that merry-go-round. Sometimes you have to come out of those things and step further ahead. So by doing that, you need to accept the change. Some people get miserable when someone discusses that they've changed or they don't seem the same. It's taking that miserability and applying it in a way where you can see that the change was for growth. Change was for peace. Change is for you to get to new highs in your life. So change is not bad. And accepting that is something that's far greater than you can imagine. And once you do that within yourself, you can see and accept it for what it is. Number 6, don't let weakness grow in your strength. Don't be weak about what you're doing. Don't be weak-minded, weak-willed. You should be strong at all times. When you make a decision 100% that you know the outcome, whether those obstacles are there or not, or whether the success piece aspect is there. You need to be 100% that forget about being weak. Strength needs to be obtained at all times, keeping the mind strong, keeping the body strong. Those things will lead you to where you're trying to go. Being strong in your mind is the biggest thing that runs the strength through your body. Your mind is your strongest piece. That anything that you can move about to achieve comes from the mind. So keeping that strong is very important, and keeping it active is very important. So don't get caught up in weaknesses that'll bring you down. Remember to stay strong in all things. Number 7, know thyself. If you know yourself inside and out, who can tell you about you? No one. So you should know who you are, the type of person you are, where you're going, the things you accept, the things you will not accept, and be okay with it. Maybe be even more than okay with it. Knowing who you are is very important because the walk that you're walking, the talk that you're talking, is the leader of who you are, the leader of where you're going and who you should be, the leader of knowing that no one can turn you in any other direction but yourself. No one can tell you about yourself because you already know yourself. And if you know yourself, you already know where you're going. Number 8, accept your success. Sometimes people that achieve high success sometimes tries to dim their light. They dim their light because they're worried about how others will perceive them, such as those words that we just discussed about, you have changed. You're not the same. Seems like you're trying to be more than what you are because they want to keep you in the same place that they remember you at. But you've grown. You've grown into your success. And you're probably most likely, if you're on this path, you're going to grow into even more success. So somebody trying to hinder that is not conducive to where you're going. So remember, accept all successes that you're proud of. Be proud of yourself. Be proud of who you are. Be proud that you've obtained levels that other people were not able to obtain. Be proud of the levels that you obtained that you didn't even foresee yourself obtaining. Be proud of the things that you did see yourself obtaining. Be proud of the moment of where you are currently and where you are going. Number 9, stay humble and grateful. Humbleness is one of the most key things in our lives that we all need. A lot of people need it. Some people innately just have it. Being humble, being grateful for the blessings that the God above has given, being grateful that the walks that the ancestors has led us on has led us to this moment, being grateful that you just woke up today and you're living and breathing, being grateful that your limbs are all working or that they're there, being grateful that you have a job, being grateful that you have money and food on the table, a roof over your head. The simple things, but not only just the simple things, there are greater things that you have that maybe others don't. There are greater things that you've been blessed with, whether it's helping certain folks get out of situations, whether it's just a word to encourage somebody who's lost someone, whether it's a word to lift someone's spirits despite their struggles. Being this way brings greater blessings in your life. And here we are at number 10. Give and you shall receive. Giving is very important because it's a selfless act. I said the word selfless act, not selfish at all. And not giving sometimes to the detriment of you, but giving to the heart and the spirit as it leads you into helping someone. Because the more that you do give, and somebody always, or not always, but may think that, monetary gifts is how you give. It's not all the time. Sometimes it is monetary, because it's what can you give of yourself that you'll lose, but you're happy in giving to someone else. So monetary can be. Also your time, your energy into giving someone, as I mentioned about words of encouragement to lift someone's spirits, or stepping in when someone calls you and you give of yourself that way, because that's your time. Time is precious. We can't get time back. Time waits for no one. So when someone gives you their time, they're giving of their self. And that's a selfless act. They're giving you something. So when you give, whatever it is, whether it's monetary, whether it's your time, whether it's those words of encouragement, or a physical act of giving yourself, you are doing a great deed. So anytime that you do that, the blessings are poured back your way. But you're not doing it in a way where you give just to get. It's not that. It's not conducive that way. That's not what we're here for. We give and we forget. We give and we forget. So when we give and we forget, because we're not thinking about what we're getting back in return, we're giving because it's out of our hearts. So when we do that, the blessings from above starts to pour in, and we experience some of the greatest blessings ever, things that you could not even imagine happens to you in the time of need, and sometimes even in the time of not need, because you wasn't expecting it. So these are unexpected blessings that happens. We've come to the conclusion of number 10, and I want to leave you with love and peace and blessings in your life. And remember, keep these top 10 things in your mind, in your heart, and you'll have your personal success. Have a great one.
Join us next time at Dr. B's Spot, where we dive into the real deal of love and life by tapping into your body, mind, and spirit. Don't forget to like, rate, and comment on each podcast that we drop. For all upcoming shows, reach Dr. B and all she has to offer on BowdenEnterprise.com and social media outlets under the moniker Bowden Enterprise Services. Peace and blessings to you and yours. We are out.